Is this thing on?
Yes, Luca. Just talking to the microphone, not like you're giving a eulogy. Ciao. Welcome to Traveluptuous. We're Luca and Elena, your guides to the best of Florence, where art, food, and sometimes bad directions come together beautifully.
Bad directions? I know these streets like the back of my hand.
Yeah? What about last week when you got lost in our own neighborhood trying to find a coffee shop?
That was different. Anyway, Florence isn't just about getting lost, it's about finding all the hidden gems. Whether you're into art, history, or stuffing your face with pasta, there's something for everyone.
Exactly. So let's get started. And if you're thinking of visiting, check the description below for links to help plan your trip. Now we're starting where all Florentine adventures should start, Il Duomo. Il Duomo, or if you like full names, the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore. It's the landmark of Florence.
Yeah, it's not just a landmark. It's an architectural wonder, built over centuries. And Brunelleschi's dome? Groundbreaking. He basically invented new construction techniques just to finish it. Genius.
Yes, but let's talk about the climb to the top. 463 steps, people. No elevator. Your legs will feel it.
And so will your lungs. But the view from the top is amazing. You can see the entire city and the hills beyond. Totally worth it, even if you're complaining the whole way up.
Me? Complaining? I seem to recall you saying, I think I've made a mistake, around step 200.
I was reflecting. But yes, once you get to the top, it's breathtaking. The city, the Arno River, and the rolling hills of Tuscany. Definitely one of the best views in Italy.
If you don't want to climb, just admire the dome from below, have some gelato, and enjoy the piazza. Florence has a way of making you fall in love with it, even from the ground. Next stop is the Uffizi Gallery, one of the most famous art museums in the world.
Right. It's home to the heavyweights. Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael. Basically, every Renaissance master you've heard of.
And let's not forget Caravaggio. His work is so dark and moody. I love it.
Of course you do. The Uffizi is packed with Renaissance treasures. And it's not just about the famous names. You can find lesser-known masterpieces that'll surprise you. But make sure you know how to pronounce it, unlike some people.
Haha, I said it once. Ooh, fizzy. Look, I was jet-lagged and overwhelmed by all the art.
It was still funny. And it was in front of an entire tour group.
Well, if you're going to mess up, might as well do it in front of an audience. Anyway, it's worth spending a good chunk of your day here. Just make sure you book your tickets ahead of time, or you'll be waiting in line forever. Now, let's talk food. Specifically, Mercato Centrale. This is where you go if you want to taste Florence in one place.
Right. It's a huge market, and you'll find everything from fresh produce to cured meats to cheeses. And upstairs, you can try some of the best Tuscan dishes. Pasta, pizza, panini, you name it.
I could literally live here. You can buy fresh pasta, pick up some local wine, and then get lunch without even leaving the building.
Yeah, and you'll find tourists trying to pronounce everything on the menu. If you're adventurous, try the lampredotto. It's basically cow's stomach.
I love lampredotto. It's a Florentine specialty. You can't leave without trying it.
Grimacing. I can and I will.
Well, for the rest of us, the market is a food lover's dream. Just come hungry and leave happy. And here we are on the Ponte Vecchio, Florence's most famous bridge. It's been here since Roman times and is lined with jewelry shops.
This is why I have to keep an eye on my wallet whenever we're here. Elena could empty my bank account in 5 minutes.
It's not my fault they sell such beautiful things. Did you know this is the only bridge in Florence that wasn't destroyed during World War II?
Yeah, apparently Hitler liked the view too much to blow it up.
Kind of wild, right? Now it's packed with tourists and shoppers, but it's still beautiful. And at sunset, the light on the river is magic.
Ah, so romantic. Unless you've just looked at the price tags on the jewelry.
Priceless, Luca. You can't put a price on art or love or diamonds.
Yeah, but jewelers on this bridge will certainly try.
Let's take a break from all that shopping and head to the Boboli Gardens. This is one of the most peaceful places in Florence, and it's perfect for a quiet afternoon.
Right. The Boboli Gardens were created for the Medici family, so you know they're not your average garden. You've got fountains, statues, hidden grottos. It's like walking through a Renaissance painting.
I love it here. You can escape the crowds, find a shady spot under a tree, and just relax. Plus, the views over the city are amazing.
Yeah, and it's easy to spend hours wandering around here. There's even an amphitheater and a porcelain museum if you're into that kind of thing.
Or you could just bring a picnic. Grab some local cheese and wine and make a day of it. It's the perfect spot to slow down and enjoy the beauty of Florence.
Plus, you'll burn off all that pasta from earlier with the amount of walking you'll do.
Now, let's talk about one of Florence's best-kept secrets, Santo Spirito. This is the neighborhood for people who want to experience Florence without the crowds.
Santo Spirito is where the locals hang out. It's on the other side of the Arno, away from the major tourist spots, but it's full of history and charm. You'll find amazing restaurants, local artisan shops, and a much more relaxed vibe.
It's also home to the Basilica of Santo Spirito, which was designed by Brunelleschi. You can't miss it. The piazza in front of the church is where people gather in the evenings to eat, drink, and enjoy the atmosphere.
It's less crowded than the main tourist areas. And the food? Incredible. You'll find some of the best traditional Florentine dishes here, without the tourist prices.
And if you're into local markets, they have a Sunday flea market that's perfect for finding unique treasures.
Plus, there's a certain charm in just wandering the streets, discovering little cafes, and maybe getting lost.
Sure, Luca, sure.
And finally, we've made it to the best view in Florence, Piazzale Michelangelo. If there's one place where you'll want to just sit and take it all in, it's here.
Yes! It's a bit of a trek to get up here, especially after all that pasta. But trust me, it's worth every step. From up here, you get a panoramic view of the entire city. The Duomo, the Arno River, the Palazzo Vecchio. All of it looks like a painting.
This is one of those spots where Florence shows off. Even after all these years living here, this view still blows me away.
And if you time it right, coming here at sunset is magical. The way the light hits the city and turns everything golden, it's seriously Instagram gold. But please, put the phone down for a second and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, before Elena ropes you into taking 50 more photos. You know, when I first brought her here, she was so busy snapping selfies she almost missed the sunset.
Oh, come on, I wasn't that bad. Besides, how could I not? This view makes you want to capture it forever. Plus, this is the perfect place for a picnic.
That's true. Bring a bottle of wine, some fresh bread, and cheese from Mercato Centrale, and you've got yourself a front row seat to the best show in town.
And the best part? It's free. You don't have to pay for this amazing view. It's one of those things that make Florence so special. You can experience the beauty without breaking the bank.
Yeah, until you head back down the hill and pass another gelato shop. I give it 5 minutes before you cave.
Haha, you're not wrong. But seriously, if you're visiting Florence, don't skip Piazzale Michelangelo. It's the perfect way to wrap up your trip.
Exactly. Whether it's your first time here or your 100th, this view never gets old. Florence is a city that keeps on giving, and this is the cherry on top.
Okay, before we finish, we can't leave without giving a shout out to a few other spots. Florence has so much more to offer than just the big tourist attractions.
Right. There's San Miniato al Monte, for example. It's a little further up the hill from Piazzale Michelangelo, and it's one of the oldest churches in Florence. If you think the view is great from here, just wait till you see it from there.
Yes, it's a bit quieter than some of the other spots, and you can take a peaceful walk around the church's grounds. It's also a great place to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city.
Then there's the Brancacci Chapel, located in the Church of Santa Maria del Carmine. It's less famous than the Uffizi or the Accademia, but it has some of the most beautiful frescoes in the city. Masaccio's frescoes basically kicked off the Renaissance.
And we can't forget the Officina Profumo Farmaceutica di Santa Maria Novella. This is one of the oldest pharmacies in the world. And it still sells perfumes, herbal remedies, and beauty products today. It's a total hidden gem.
Right, it's not just a pharmacy. It's a museum in itself, with beautiful frescoes on the walls and ceilings. You could spend hours in there. And trust me, Eleanor has.
Ha ha ha. Guilty. But it's such a unique place. You don't expect to find something like that in the middle of the city.
And if you're looking for something off the beaten path, the Stibbert Museum is also worth a visit. It's full of medieval armor, weapons, and art. It's not a place you hear about often, but it's super interesting.
Oh yeah, it's like stepping into a different era. And there's this crazy collection of armor from all over the world. It's a total hidden treasure.
And that's it. We've shown you Florence's famous spots, some hidden gems, and of course, shared a bit of our love for this amazing city.
Florence is one of those places that stays with you long after you leave. Whether it's the art, the history, or just sitting in a piazza with a glass of wine, there's something magical about this city.
So, if you're planning your own adventure, check out the links in the description for all your travel needs. Flights, hotels, rental cars, everything you need to start exploring.
Yes, whether it's your first time or you're coming back for more, Florence always has something new to discover. We hope you love it as much as we do.
And if you don't, well, you probably didn't eat enough pasta.
Exactly. Ciao for now, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao!